everyone, it's Ben here. I'm at the top of the cathedrals having some lunch. I've got a cup of tea on the go, some noodles, and I've just had my sandwich. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to show you what's in my backpack. I'm a beginner bushwalker, so I've been looking through lots of YouTube videos on what other people take on their walks, and I thought it'd be a good opportunity to show what a beginner takes on their walk. So I'll fess up, in 2010 I did Kokoda with a couple of mates, but that was a long time ago, and pretty much since then I've done no bushwalking at all, so I'm just about to get back into it. So this is left over from Kokoda. It's an absolute ripper of a backpack. It's an Osprey Kestrel 38 litre, and it's served me really well so far. As you can see, it's got a bit of some war wounds and some punctures here and there, and it's a bit grotty, but it does the trick really well. So on top, I've got my merino beanie and a buff tucked away to keep me warm when I need to. I've got a whistle, and I've got a small little pocket knife. Sometimes I might keep a towel in there as well. Then under the hood, I've got my fleece, which when it gets a bit cold, which it can do when you're up high, I'll put that on over my base layer. I've got my rain jacket. Which is great. It's lightweight, it's waterproof, got some zips, and one thing I do like about it is it's got these ventilation shafts under each of the shoulders, so you can air out a little bit and get that moisture out of your base layer. A towel to keep me dry if I need to. Map and compass of the area. Then I have tucked in here, which is pretty bulky, but heck, it's a great piece of kit, my down jacket, and this thing keeps me nice and toasty and warm. I wouldn't wear this while I'm walking, but generally I'll put it on if it's cold and I'm taking a break or I'm at camp. And it's got a hood, and that's removable. Then tucked away, thought it was going to be pretty muddy today, which it was in the lower sections. So I bought my gaiters. I also took these to Kokoda, and they sure did get a workout at Kokoda, I can tell you. It was pretty wet and slippery and muddy there, right throughout the whole track. Waterproof pants, I'm not going to drag those out, they're just waterproof pants. Then in a separate bag of goodies, I've got spare socks and a spare top if I need to, all in waterproof bags which were left over from Kokoda. So I've got gloves, beanie, spare hat, and spare socks if I need to. Probably overkill for a walk like today, but I'll chuck them in anyway. First aid kit, which has got heaps of stuff in here. I might as well go through it, I've got plenty of time today. So I've got crepe bandage, triangular bandage, some strapping tape, some what's that, tweezers in there if you can see them, some liquid to flush my eye out if I need to, some Benadine for any like little scraps and scrapes, got an emergency blanket there, some hand warmers. What's this one? Well, this is a triangular bandage as well, so I've got a few bandages. And then lots of band-aids, and I thought it might be handy to put in a first aid quick reference guide, so it fits in there nice and snug. And I've got my toiletry gear, so it's not really interesting, it's just, you know, some toilet paper, tissues, some hand sanitizer, toilet paper, and I got this handy little cedar summit trowel thing which you just push out and it sort of locks in, and yeah, it seems okay. It's pretty sturdy, so hopefully it does the job. Then I got some other goodies. A lantern, which I don't know why I've got that on a day walk, but it's in there. I suppose it's in the bag and I just take it along. I got a lighter with some duct tape, some headphones if I want to listen to some music, and I got my head torch in there as well. Then I've got my cook system, which is around here someplace. And I spent a lot of time looking at cook systems, and I was going to spend an absolute fortune on one of these fancy jet boil things, but that was like, you know, $200 plus, and you know, at this stage I've got other stuff to spend money on in terms of gear. I've got a fancy spork, which I'm going to need for my noodles. Then I got this, what is this? This is a Furno 360, and it's an absolute ripper. It was on special, I think they retail for about $80. It was on special for $58 down at Anaconda, and when I got down there it was a further $10 off, so an absolute bargain when I'm just starting out. So it's got a lid which doubles into a sort of pot thing. I'll put that on my knee so it doesn't, there, pretty handy. I've got my collapsible cup, which is left over from my Kokoda days. This is where I keep the furnace in a nice little bag, and I'll put it in some bubble wrap so it doesn't get knocked about and break when I'm on a hike. And boom, and that just folds out like so, and then you take the lid off your jet canister and screw it on like that. Easy. This one doesn't have an igniter, so I've got a little lighter in here, which I'll just, away she goes. And then if it's uneven ground, I've got a little stabilizer thing which goes on the bottom. Let me open that up properly. Goes on the bottom, and the canister just clicks into place like so, and you can balance it a little bit easier. Then I'll just put that up there. Little scrubber and a little piece of towel. And then if you're going to cook something up, you put that on there, and then my little lid goes on top like that, like so. It's pretty unsteady at the moment, but that's basically how it works. Anyway, that's my sort of day pack, if you like. I've got a iPhone 14 Pro, which has got satellite communication in it, so if I'm not in any internet or mobile area, I've got the safety of that. On my list to get is a Garmin GPS, which has got the satellite communicator in it, so I plan to get that when I've got enough money. And also I've got my eye on a Mont Brindabella sleeping bag, which I'm pretty close to buying because I want to do some overnighters. Anyway, that's my gear. My noodles are probably ready now, so I'm going to tuck into them. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'm going to have some lunch and get back to my walk. Bye for now. I reckon I did it right there.